Introduce yourself. What's your name, your hobbies, and where you're from?
My name is Moises Araya. I am from Chile, South America. It's a small, thin country, the last country in the world, pretty much. My hobbies are I love sport. I love workout, lifting weights. Um, I love playing tennis. I grew up playing tennis. I love baseball and I love mixing music. I got my little equipment at home, which I use on a weekly basis. And I grew up in the 80s, so I'm all about dance music.
Have you ever heard of the word humanities? And if so, what does it mean to you?
Um, yes, I heard that word, and it's just the study of all the aspect of human cultures and human life in general.
So, can we get a rundown of what's your career? What's your job?
Mainly my job right now, I've been working under a subcontract for the Speedway. It used to be a Super America stores, but then now Speedway took over. Um, it's a huge company, and basically what we do is we inspect on a monthly basis each store. We do an environmental inspection. We check the tanks, dispensers, make sure all the lights works. HVAC system, filters. It's, it's a nice job. It's very independent. Um, what else can I say about my job? I got my own van. I'm pretty much my own boss. So I really love that part about the job.
All right. How does your job or the hobbies that you do in your free time reflect humanities?
Well, first of all, I see managers and people on a daily basis in the store. So the interaction of us is pretty much an interaction of humans. And as we make contact with these people every day, you have to get along with them. You have to be nice. You have to understand where they come from and what you're gonna do in the stores. Um, you helping them to make their job better by checking their stores and making sure everything works right. So that part of the humanity in my job, I think I do it on a daily basis. And my hobby is an art. I love to mix music, and I give CDs to my best friends. So therefore, I communicate my passion with them, which it affect their culture and the thinking, the way they interact with music, introducing them to new music. Um, that's that's pretty much.
What's your best accomplishments you've had in your lifetime so far?
Um, Coming to the U.S., I think is one of my best accomplishment. Learning English, which I grew up watching American movies, and I was fascinated by the culture, and learning the language was one of my main goals in life. So be able to talk to you right now is one of my biggest accomplishment. And the other one, but not last, is to be a father. Um, I raised you since you were day one, and I'm still doing it. So as long as you are fine and you're going to become a good person, a good man, that's to me is the biggest accomplishment in my life.
Why did you decide to come to the U.S.?
As I said before, I was fascinated with the culture. I was one of those people that the world was just too big to just get stuck in one country or in one city. So it was just, there was no brainer. As soon as I got the opportunity, a cousin of mine used to live in Maryland. She offered me to come over here and work for a couple of years, make some money, and um, so I said yes. After I went to college, I was kind of bouncing up here and there, some jobs. So I came over here and fell in love with the country and stayed. Obviously, got married later, and I love it.
What was the journey like switching from one country to another?
For me, wasn't too hard because I've always had that set mind of just see the world in general, see new people, see other cultures, and that fascinates me. So I think that helps me to adjust quicker than other people. Even though I do miss my family, I left family, friends, place, everything. But I think after a week I was here, I was already inserted in the society, and I was hungry to learn the language and to learn the culture and meet people from all over the world. That's the only place you can do it is in the U.S.
There are millions of artists in this country. Do you consider yourself an artist?
Yes, I do. I do. My art is mixing music, and I'm good at it. I work on it in the old days when I used to live in Iowa State. We DJ for parties, and we make good money, and people used to love our music, and I used to have a partner. I consider myself an artist. I love to sing. I play drums too. I love music in general, any type of music.
If you could change something in society, what would it be and why?
Uh, I think it will be if I can change human mind of thinking will be just to see each other as the way we behave instead of how we look or how tall we are or our eye color or how strong we are. I think that should not matter. Should be we should just get along and regardless everything else. And I think the world should be a much better place if we see people for what they are and the way they behave and for the actions. And then not judge, but and then maybe you can determine if you want to be with a person or want to have that friend, and not because again the way they look more than like the way they act, the way they behave. That should be a priority in the world, to get along and have tolerance with each other. That's most important. Tolerance, that's the big word.
How has the culture in humanities changed or impacted your life throughout your years of living?
Again, I have to give you the example of moving to this country. The big change, the fact that when I landed in Maryland, the first thing I went, we went to a Burger King restaurant, and everybody was speaking in English, and I remember I wanted to even say something, that quick, and I asked my cousin, hey, how can I order some food? And she's like, no, don't worry about it. And I said, yes, I want to do something. She's like, just tell the person, can I have a burger? And I said it, and they understood me, but I have a thick accent back then. I'm sure I still have an accent. I know I do have an accent, but it's not as thick as it was before. So it impacted me big time, just to see myself in the middle of this jungle of culture in a good way. I'm saying jungle because it's all kinds of people from all over the place, all over the country. Something that you cannot find in other countries, especially in mines. I mean, we're so far away. We are from Chile, and the only people that we see is from Chile. Here is fascinating. You see people from Asia, Africa, Europe. So it doesn't get any better to study humanities or be affected by humanities than living in the U.S.
And last question to wrap up this interview. Do you like the Maryland Terps?
Absolutely love them. Maryland, still my hometown because that's where I came the first time in the U.S. and I still have love for that place. And one day I'll come back to live there. It's nothing against Minnesota, but it's beautiful. You have Baltimore, New York, New Jersey, Boston within 3.5 hours. So anybody should go there and see the East Coast. It's a beautiful place.
All right, sweet. I think we're done.